There's a beautiful person inside that silent rage. Rage. It is usually silent. We hardly know it's there. Rage is an extreme form of anger because it has no specific target. There have been many unrequited angers that have become so numerous they have flowed together, the way little soap bubbles merge into each other and become fewer, larger bubbles, and finally become one great remnant, rage. Silent rage. Silent. Infecting everything, covering everything like oil that could ignite with the least spark. Unrequited hurt and resentment sink to the bottom year by year and become a deep sludge, feeling like depression, sticky and motionless, slowly hardening as still more falls from present moments above, compacting even more, becoming dense and brown, almost impervious to hope. Denial keeps all the accumulation safe, not to deal with the past, now or ever. Maybe this deep layer of hurt, this is hardened alienation. This disappointment with loved ones too many times, rejection too many times, too much criticism in childhood when you wanted love and guidance, when you wanted not punishment for the little things you did wrong and did not know how to do right. You wanted someone to tell you, not whip you, shout at you, to smile at you, touch you fondly, to let the sun begin to shine in your nature, not to put you in dark rooms of guilt and shame and confusion. And finally, anger, resentment, short steps on the road to rage and maybe to insanity. How can you admire yourself where there is such a mass of deep dregs at the base of your life? All this is telling you that you lack worth, you must feel shame. That's what the dregs tell you. Maybe someday you'll start talking to yourself. Why not? Nobody else seems interested. The shame, this whole geologic layer of shame becomes your scenario. You learn to live by it. It becomes comfortable. It becomes you. Other people notice you seem shadowy, unable to take steps for yourself, but you don't really notice your commitment to shame. To self-loathing is almost complete. You seldom express feelings. Do you peer out through a protective, addictive haze? Do you feel numbed? Or so you don't have to deal with anything, happy or unhappy, and that feels like a relief, at least until your next addictive episode is necessary. Drink, food, sex, rage, work, or. It feels almost peaceful now. Your feelings seem silent. It seems it is your way of life for now, in spite of that leaden layer of hurt, boiling and seething with poisonous bubbles rising to the surface, fouling the air for you and others around you. Once you are committed to this way of not living, there is so little chance you will achieve a sense of your worth, whatever it is. Remember, you do have worth. You are a beautiful person by definition. You were born to be, but from now on you are afraid of closeness, as though fear is a barrier. How could anyone love you? If they say they do, don't believe it. They've got to be lying. Once more, someone is lying to you. Go get a drink and think about it. On second thought, just go get a drink. Don't think about it. Maybe you can go to sleep. Maybe someday you can go into a deep sleep where it will all disappear and you won't feel it anymore. It's in your gut now. Now your emotions are acted out physically. You vomit a lot. You don't eat much. You postpone things. You say you don't need to do them now. You can do them tomorrow. You have been saying that about 3 or 4 things to do since last February. You're afraid of intimacy, but once in a while with pot, you make a breakthrough, and for a moment or an evening, you and your companion get a glimpse of how wonderful you can be, how a truly beautiful person is inside you. But still you're afraid to take risks, afraid to be vulnerable, to be close, afraid to feel. All the things that are foundations of happiness, of self-worth. These tragedies in our lives can destroy us before we begin and make us crippled all our days, unless we are determined to heal with the help of others, for in reality, it is never too late to have a loving childhood.